Welcome to the Mastering the Game podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine Harris. During a recent interview, Philip Tremblay, who's a director from Ubisoft, said that gamers have to become comfortable with the idea that they can't own a copy of a game if we expect subscription services to thrive. As you can imagine, there are lots of gamers who are upset about that idea, myself included. One thing he brought up is our shift toward streaming services for music. Instead of buying CDs, most people access music nowadays by visiting services like Spotify and Apple Music. I can see why he would draw that comparison, but my issue with this is that Spotify and Apple Music pretty much have the same libraries. I know that there are some artists who take their music down from a specific service, but for the most part, services like Spotify and Apple Music have the same music. As of right now, that wouldn't be the case for subscription services for video games. For example, Ubisoft has their own subscription service, but with that, you can, of course, only play Ubisoft games. If something like Microsoft Game Pass expanded to have every single Xbox game available to download and play, I could see the subscription service model being more popular. However, I think most gamers would prefer to be able to buy games individually. I like the idea of being able to access games that I haven't played before just to test them out, but you can easily run into issues of storage and bandwidth for internet if you're just testing out several different games. Part of me does expect that the subscription model will grow over time, but I still hope that physical game ownership and the ability to buy specific digital games continues over time. I don't like that subscription-based services could take down a game for any reason at any time, presumably, without your choice. For example, it doesn't seem fair to me that someone could spend, say, 100 hours playing an offline single-player game, but the subscription service takes the game down for some reason, and that person loses all of their progress. That's just one example of how gamer choice could be taken away from you. I presume you would also have to keep paying every month or every year to maintain access to whichever games you want to play. That doesn't seem fair to me at all either. Now, I know that plenty of games like Call of Duty or any other online game do require Xbox Game Pass. However, if you just want to play offline games, for example, you still would have to pay that subscription fee, even if you don't play online games at all, which doesn't seem fair to me.